Hi, I'm excited to welcome you in this building the custom data connectors with Fivetrans connector SDK. So I will take you through all the steps which I have used to build this custom connectors hands-on lab. So if you follow me, this is the document which I have used, and I have used this connector SDK hands-on lab, and I went to the GitHub and used the code also as per the hands-on lab requirement. So let me take you through each of the steps so that you can follow me along. And so let me just open my Visual Studio Code, and let me first give you a quick walkthrough of exactly what all the things I have done. And there's a nice documentation. If you see here, this is what helped me to build this demo using the Fivetrans connector SDK. So I have just followed all the steps. So I'm just giving you a quick walkthrough exactly what all the things are required and which I have followed in my project. So the requirement is like Python 3.116 or higher you can use, and use any of your favorite coding IDE, and the Chrome to download some of the things, SQL Workbench, DB Weaver, or DuckDB. And so yeah, so I think this is pretty straightforward. So I will not go line by line, but rather than I will just try to give you a very high level understanding exactly what is prerequisites and what all the things you need to get started and complete this hands-on lab. So yes, so this is what we have to do for creating a folder, and where you can create all the Python virtual environment, activate the virtual environment, install the Fivetran connector SDK, and you need, so one of the other prerequisite is the API key. So let me show you how I have used it. So what I did, like I signed up the account, and let me go to the Fivetran, and you can get your keys by just going to your logon account, and you see there is an option for API key. And when you generate key, you will see a base 64 encoded key which you need to use, which is clearly mentioned in the document also. Let me just show you so that you know when you build it you don't get any kind of error. So let me see. So this is what I was just referring, that you need to use the base 64 encoded key. So let me just go back to the, so that is all the steps which is given, and I think this you can access, means how you can create the connector, all those things. So let me just take you back to the Visual Studio Code so that you can follow along with me exactly what I did to build this thing. So a quick overview, like which I have just mentioned about it, and for architecture, like so you have like data sources. So we have used couple of custom data sources. So one is the News API also, which is provided in the hands-on document. You need to just sign up and get the keys. Then you build your connect using your connector, and build the connector using the Python code, and then you can connect. So in this case, I'm using Snowflake, and this is the connector schema. You need like a schema update, sync, and all those details. Data flow, so this is a nice overview on the schema data flow, like all those things very explanatory from the people who are from the data engineering or ETL background, like API authentication, data extraction, data transformation, state management, and data loading. And yes, this is exactly same thing what has been given in the hands of document, and how I have set up everything. So I have just done the cloning of this lab, and follow all the steps. So you can see like the first prerequisite is like setting up your environment. So let me just show you parallelly. So if you see here, this is my Visual Studio Code, and if you follow along with me, you see here this is what I did. Let me go here. So one second. Yeah, so what I did, like I just go, first step is to create a dedicated directory for connector SDK, which you can see here. Then go back to the directory, create your virtual environment, Python virtual environment, then activate it, and then you install the Fivetran SDK. So that's what I did that, and you can see here this has been installing the Fivetran connector SDK. And then after that, let me just go through quickly, and you can just build all the step by step things what is given as per the hands-off lab requirement. And you can see here, like when I use the weather API, I believe there are 112 record or something got ingested, as you can see here. And same thing, so this is one of the steps for using the API. Then I have used another news API also, which is a part of a requirement. And there also you can see here that, I'll just show you what has been done, and it has connected and loaded the data. And yeah, so this is the news API thing which I was just talking a few minutes back, and you can just use it. And yeah, so that's pretty much. Let me go through each of the files so that you have understand, like a state warehouse DB and warehouse this thing. This is my SDK, and this is my, like, virtual environment and different things. And this is the connector.python file which I have just coded, and it has referred the GitHub, Fivetran GitHub, to build this code. And so yeah, so I think just to summarize, so project overview. So this project's like demonstrate end-to-end implementation of Fivetran connector SDK hands-on lab. And we have used the sample weather connector and then custom news API connector. And yeah, so as we have used these things, and we have used the specific APIs keys. So we have used KPI keys from Fivetran as well as the news API which we have used. So we have used both the API keys. And that's pretty much. And what I have done also, so whatever this project I have done, I have deployed this project on the GitHub also. So let me just take you through so that, anybody can refer here. I think this is the window. So this is the Fivetran. So you can go to my GitHub and look for this Fivetran connector SDK hands-on lab, which is a kind of all the click overview, everything. You can see how this project has been done. You can just clone it and you can start, building and using these things. And I have added some more details so that, it can be easily, replicated or implemented on your environment. So that's pretty much which I have believe I have covered all the points. Yeah, so from this is the project structure, as I said, like, so it's pretty much straightforward. Let me know if you have any questions, so you can just always ping me or reach out to through email. And yeah, that's pretty much. So I will just stop recording this thing, and hope you have liked this video.